Hi and welcome back to On the Water Flies. Today we're going to be tying a very well known pattern, very used pattern, which is the Adams. It's a dry fly. For this pattern we are going to be using black thread, size 14 hook, some Adams gray rabbit dubbing from Spirit River, size 14 TMC 100 hook, which is a 1X fine, and brown and Grizzle cock hackles. So first thing we want to do is go ahead and start our thread onto the shank of the hook. Once you get it started on there, go ahead and snip your tag end. Now for this we're going to be using two very small Grizzly Hackle feathers. I've already stripped them down, or at least the bottom parts of the feather. I stripped down for tying in. You want about the length of the hook as far as feather length. Let's do them one at a time. Once you get them started on there, if your thread doesn't slip like mine just did, bring it behind the feathers, kind of stand them up, just build up a good thread dam, push them up into the upward position, cut off those tag ends. It looks like I got a couple of the feather fibers stuck there in the thread. Just a couple of wraps in between them so you get them splayed out so they're not pressed up against each other. I'm going to do a couple more wraps, just kind of push these guys forward and just kind of smooth out your thread base there. At this point you want to take a large brown and a large Grizzle Hackle. You pull off a grouping of the fibers on each one. What you're going to do with this is you're just making your tail. Doesn't need to be perfect, but try to get them lined up and kind of mixed up just a little. Once you do that, just go ahead and clip these curly butts off of them. Just try not to clip your hackle wings there. I come back up and clean that up a little bit. There we go. Don't want to build up a whole lot of thread on this since it is a dry fly, but just try to even out the body, kind of taper it a little bit. At this point we're going to be taking some of the Adams gray rabbit dubbing. Little goes a long way on dubbing. Let's make it a nice slender double dubbing noodle onto your thread. Sorry, sometimes these big random hairs sticking out kind of bother me. I don't mind it being a little buggy, but I don't want it sticking way out away from the fly. So at this point we're going to tie in our hackles. Just try and find one of the appropriate size for this hook. Just do a couple wraps. Behind your wings, and a couple wraps in the front. I'll just kind of clean it up. And then do the same with your other hackle. Just kind of wiggle it a little bit while you're moving it up so you're not completely overlapping the other hackle. Do a couple more wraps. Pull the stem back a little bit. A couple more wraps just to kind of lock it in. Try not to capture any of these fibers in, unfortunately. Kind of did on that one. And go ahead and whip finish. As you're finishing, bounce your thread back and forth. That is going to allow your thread to move those hackle fibers out of the way so you're not catching any more hackle fibers into the front of the fly. You can kind of spread those wing tips out a little bit. If you have a half hitch, if you put a little bit of glue over the half hitch, and come in, just kind of move it around your head of your eye there, or around the thread wraps, sorry. And zap it with your UV light, and it should be good to go. And there is the Adams fly, very popular fly. It's been around since a long time. It's over 80 years old. Thank you for joining us today on the Water Flies. I'll see you next time.